Hello. Hey.
Aerial Island. Right. Arule! Huh?
flying ghetto with them brand new high heels stilettos.
I gotta go on my main account to see it. Wait, what's the matchmaking code? Alright, I'm gonna let into. No, yeah, it's for the code. I'm trying to see what my Twitch is real quick because I forgot it. Like, not the new one. I'm talking about my old one, so I could actually get the drops. What's the code? Wait, what's the code? Oh my god, jordanz, have you never done an FNCS drop before? Oh wait, I'm not party leader, Titers, alright. Account. The code didn't work. We did. Tracy. Twitch.tv. So watch FNCS. What? Hey, Brian. Brian, do you remember what my new, did you kick me out already? Thank you so much, Silva. Thank you so much, Papers. Nah. Well, you own all the ones that you like, so, you know, I can't really do that. Yeah, we're queued up. Yeah, sure, I'll invite you, Brian. No, bro, wait, Tyler, you can ready up. No, it's not. Go to Party Royale.
Yeah, can someone show him how to connect it to his Twitch?
Tyler, put it on Party Royale.
Come on.
Who's ready? Party, Sherlock?
I invited jordanz. Then put it on Party Royale.
Alright, meet your mic in Fortnite.
Fine. Yeah. Okay. Yes. We really at the same time, Susie. They're different. jordanz. Please. What? No, come on, bro. What do you mean? What word? What word? Bro. Say please. No, please. Bro, you already went to Walmart.
This is True goes up. Yep, 173 damage above. It must have been a big shot, but they're still fighting. Who is the all the way up top? Needs to have True. Look at how much this costs. Sancho, no shields in True's inventory. Two of the teammates took 100 damage.
What do you mean? You didn't qualify. Here, I think you have to go to your settings and turn down. Oh, I don't know. Picture, okay. No, no, the picture-in-picture doesn't do anything. The music doesn't. I can't turn it down. I did. It's sound effect. If we turn down sound effects, it kind of works, but not really. Oh, you have to turn. Yeah, okay. You have to turn all the way down sound effects and picture-in-picture. But then I don't hear it. Now I don't hear it. Now I don't even hear it. How do I hear it? I can't even barely hear it. Or Twitch. It doesn't even show on the big screen either, unless you have to go to the other one. Yeah, you have to go to the other one, probably. Yeah, it's using the Lomatron. And why not? Yeah, I don't think the Lomatron... No, the Lomatron wouldn't work, I don't think. Yeah, I've said that first, though. That... I'm gonna turn down the stupid music. No, but I know what he means. Like... Oh, finally the freaking music stopped. Jesus Christ. Victory Rio.
Gets it all the way in the end game. The same zone from yesterday. They win it out.
Don't
They're looking
turn off that
glorious today,
echo.
Sancho.
They have to feel good. I know they probably look at the VODs and see like, yeah, man, we had hype this many times. If we just clean up a couple of things, we just hold on, we get a couple, be a little bit more aggressive, get some elims, stomp out the low ground, we could win more games. And they just got their first victory out here in day 2, Shayo.
And?
Yeah, but for ZR, so many low ground teams going down to that zone. It's uncharacteristic. That was a very, very tough game. We have to toss it back to the desk to break it down and show us what we missed.
Okay, all right, Queasy, Trulex, Jerky, High Ground Kings.
Do you know, this skin?
If you ever look high ground, if there's a team up there, it's them. That's it. It's gonna be them forever. Boys, fantastic second game on the day, and I like how the casters kind of.
It's the commentator.
Need reason to deal no Riley as well.
Oh, Riley. I have 0 ping, auto port.
Too much because Queasy, their team is
so
good at focusing high ground. We've seen this all through yesterday. I'm trying to think if there was a game where they haven't been on high ever in the history of them.
Yes? A lot of people. Okay. Where? No, it still helps you. Okay. What's your problem with G-Force?
Right, leave it, they'll wipe them out, you know what I'm saying? And from there, it was really great play.
What? How is it dumb? How was it dumb? But everyone uses G, like, so many people use G-Force. Even No, I don't know, like, specifically, but I know a lot of people use
Going on here.
G-Force.
If you remember game back to one, Thomas and Nas on high ground. Very similar to this last game we watched with Queasy on high ground. Setting up the heal potential here with Reason down below on the low ground. Now, one of the things we want to keep an eye out is, look, Thomas HG's just taken a tick to zone right here. If you notice, his HP has gone down to 90 at the point, right? No longer at 100. He has the medkit's inventory. This means he is able to actually use the medkit to stay alive a little bit longer in the zone. So notice he keeps going forward, but this is where a fatal mistake comes out, right? Next thing, you notice again.
It doesn't matter if you have a
harvesting
good PC or not.
two builds.
A lot of people still use
builds
G-Force.
remaining only. So this is also why Anas has to drop down, because he has absolutely zero here.
Why?
So he uses those two builds right here, and notice the positioning. He's at the back rather than being at the front here. Will this allow Reason on low ground not to be able to see him? But the issue is he's too close to the edge of the zone down at the bottom here, which means when he starts popping his medkit, I mean, we all saw how unfortunately it ended up going for him. So now moving down to Reason's perspective on low ground, this is a thing of beauty. This is what we love to see from a fighter like this. He gets an ass dropped in his
I don't remember.
shot, but this edit that he's made on the right hand side here is beautiful because he has a right hand peek on Anas who is on the other side, and Anas can't see him at all. And this manages to pick up a beautiful shot for him. And this, look, 5 HP and the elimination goes through. And then we said playing on high ground with the med kit too far to the back with not enough time, and unfortunately he ends up being eliminated. But let's see how that last game also kind of transitioned onto these standings.
Gut wrench had finished there, Reese. Looking at the standings though, still on top of the board, Refsguard and Dre and Mr. Savage, we got to watch them a bit, and they do look like, you know, they're having a decent day, but nothing yet that is comparable to what they did yesterday. The key thing to note here, though, is Queasy, Trulix, and Juriki shooting all the way up into second now, and they are closing that gap. Zeke, I hear the laugh, Zeke, but you know it. They are closing that gap. They are looking to try and become FNCS champions at the end of today.
Yeah, and it's looking like it could be not only them in the running, though, because Refsguard and Dress Savage, huge game for them. Forzy, Arcase, and Nate, too. Look at the difference between first all the way down till third, and we can't count out Hen, Janice, Chapix, too. Look at how close all of these players are in the top 4 with 4 games remaining. And I must say, this is going to be an exciting 4 games going forward. Any of these teams right now are completely in the running.
But jordanz, yeah, you're missing out.
This is only game 2. Look, you guys know that I stress. I feel the emotions. Don't do this to me. I mean, I'm down. Like, you know what? Let's keep making this a close competition to the very end. I'm super down.
Matter.
Once again, man, Queasy and his trio, I don't understand why people are just allowing them to be up there. Just stop them from getting high ground. They're gonna close out games if you let this happen. But again, there's all these other trios, man. It's literally like there's a feeding frenzy on EU right now, and it's just like whoever finds that window to attack, they're gonna close it out. But okay, I know, Zeke, I know it's game time.
I don't get
number
what's wrong
3
with
on the day, aka 9 of the series. Let's get into all the action.
Giovanni. In EU right now, it's all about the win Sancho, and it looks like Trulix, Queasy, Jerky, they're doing it the best.
You gotta think about.
No, that's different than a PC.
Yeah.
You guys just gotta cheer up the defense. We have to make sure the backside is being protected, because that's all the time they have been happening, is they would lose it on the high ground retake coming from a flank with just normal builds. And that's what's so fantastic about this meta, is that you're able to kind of hold on to height. There's no bouncers, there's no shockwaves, there's no caddy launcher to kind of come up in there to take it away from you. So we're seeing what they can do. Now, the question going forward, as we're gonna get into the later stages of the game, as you do see Weeping Woods already, the save it battle versus Blaster is still continuing there, is who is going to change up their kind of strategy. And when they change the strategy, and this is where it gets kind of tricky here, Refsguard getting knocked in mid-air, this is where it gets dangerous, because as I mentioned, what ends up happening as the tournament goes on, people change up their strategies and they try to stop you from winning. We saw it in season 4 when Mongrel's trio was being all of a sudden got pushed out of Stark Industries. We saw it in season 5, right? All the teams landing on SETI to slow him down in day 1. So the question will be, who is going to slow down Refsguard? And it looks like Elocrass and Hottie and Tripper are here to stop and slow down Indre's trio.
I know.
they're hunting for Ref's guard too. I don't think Andretta's gonna be able to go back and pick him up. He's hiding under a bridge though, so the free match might be tough to find. For Hottie's trio, they're actually looking directly under it. They understand how far Refs can actually crawl. Meanwhile, another trio goes down on the other side of the map. I'd have to imagine that's either Retail Row or Craggy Cliffs. There's so many big fights going down in Retail between two ex-teammates as well. It's so, I would say, sad to watch because you want to make sure everyone here is having a good day overall. I believe that's Wolfie's fighting it out, or Slender actually fighting it out with Kiko on that side. But as we look at Craggy, it might be a two-man operation for this trio, although they're working really well.
I guess I clicked on a video and it logged like all my details.
Savage tried to do it in one of the games yesterday. We had Andretta in that last game survive as this trio went down and get all the placement towards the very end and at least one more moving zone. They're gonna have to clutch again as a duo this time, starting off early.
I clicked on a Discord video, and then there's a script in the video. It logged all my
being
details.
Consistent, just trying to work their way in, net a couple points here, 20, 30 points right now.
No, I just clicked on the video to play it.
8 points here, so they're doing really solid, keeping up the pace. And we have to say, will Noah Riley, as you see on the bottom right of your screen, will that patience hold on? It's gonna be tested. Every time they see a box fight, every time they see anyone rotating out in the open,
sometimes it shows like things are.
Do we box dive in? Do we go back to our old ways? Because you know habits are hard to break. You know what they say? It says it takes 2 weeks to form a habit. Maybe here in the Fortnite world it takes about 3 games. Maybe that's where you have it for the rest of the way.
It might be. I feel like the habits formed in this game are also centered around emotions. Like when it comes to this trio, they're looking real good so far. Meanwhile, though, Craggy Cliffs, it looks like Janice Chapix actually end up going down. Starting off this game, it might be an off-spawn scenario, it might have been a third party completely. But you know, we're talking about emotions. They have to be emotional after that one. They're slowly falling behind these three teams: Jerky, Tayson, and Savage, game after game. They've now gone all the way down to 4th place. Used to be up top near first. Yeah, absolutely. Vortex Knight. I don't see Hikers just yet. That might have been the cost of the fight. Are gonna be here, surviving for this game.
I didn't get my FNCS.
Chapix and Janice for getting any points.
The mental of our defending FNCS champions will be tested. They've lost only one engagement yesterday, and every time they walked out of it, they got 2 victory royales with double-digit eliminations. The other times, they ran into Vidil. Vidil had a vendetta. Last season, Vidil's trio got taken out by Hen's trio in that $100,000 box fight. I will never forget that call. That was an intense situation, and that's what it all came down to last season. We're getting closer and closer to the final game here out of the 12. This is just a halfway point here in day 2, and already we're already seeing like all the Savage fans are high Chris fans right now.
Just show me on them.
All the Hin fans are like the Tripper fans right now. They're all just hoping that the other can like drop spot fights go the opposite way, and wow.
I know,
this is the
send me a
FNCS.
picture. DM.
Think about the ramifications of that off spawn. Now we have a trio in 30th place who's allowed to end up playing this entire game, right? Usually boxed out by a higher team. In terms of High Chris, Vortex, and Knight being in 30th, being inside an end game,
I do.
You might not be thinking totally of the comeback. You might be thinking about, you know, taking more risks, going just completely for the win, not doing the most consistent and expected plays. It's gonna be dangerous for everyone else. This game might be a lot more trickier to navigate.
If they could break through that threshold, we're talking about thousands of dollars. So it's worth them to throw everything at the wall, throw that spaghetti, see if it sticks, because we're talking about a couple commas and zeros every time you move up that leaderboard.
Yeah, but they're going to be working against the grain, right? For people like Kiriachi, like Orzir we saw right now. You talked about it, Sancho. Patience. They're waiting. They have a game plan, and it's working. For trios like High Chris, like Vortex and Knight, they don't care about patience. This is the first time they get to play a game today, right? They're going to be going through fast. If there's a box fight they're not meant to take, they might just do it for the elims. That might change everything. We have a very dangerous trio playing this game.
And this trio right here, we haven't really shown a lot of love on the broadcast, but it just seems like every FNCS tournament, there's always a trio that, you know, when they do that drone panning shot in game, like, oh, hey, look, Stormy, they're there, right? They're there. Yeah. You just keep repeating their name. They're still in this fight, and that's what their ride was in day 1. And they're still keeping up that same set of pace here. Right now, they're looking at 5th place, and with 4th place already down, they can move up the board even more.
I'll tell you why this trio doesn't get love. They're endgame mannequins. They don't do anything when they're alive. They don't get any elims. Usually when Kiriachi 2s are playing around, they survive. They make very smart rotations, maybe getting 1, 2, or 4 elims a game. The thing, though, I feel like, you know, this might be a situation where mannequins come to life. Last game, 9 eliminations, 4th place. They're definitely switching things up. Their win condition today is eliminations. They're playing the right type of Fortnite game. They need to play the other side of it though and actually have an impact in their zones and lobby. And Nos is by himself too, walking around right now. But yeah, Hiriachi needs elims. They're doing it off the start of the day. Need to make sure they keep it up.
Mannequins Coming Alive is totally an 80s movie reference right then and there. And now we have Noah Riley, Reason, and Vidil. It's so interesting though. I thought this trio would be able to push out to coast. I thought they would go back into being more aggressive, being more that ruthless trio, you know, taking out those legions of players. But I don't know who is this team? Like, I want to know who is this team.
I'll tell you what I was talking about emotions before, right? These guys feel really good and they're happy when they're pushing teams and it works out. When that doesn't happen, you start to get negative emotions associated with that push, right? Now today, they're playing patience and they're getting points. You get points, you're happy. They're just riding those emotions, and now the patience is coming naturally. So very emotional team. What they're doing is making them very, very happy. They know it's working. They're getting points. They're going to keep doing it.
They're going to the gym. You know, this is like their 2nd week. They're seeing the abs kind of pop out a little bit. They're like, okay, maybe I'll stick with this new lifestyle, and at the same time, I'll stick with this diet. But these guys, they love to eat, and right now they're just holding on. You know, they're just, hey, they're calorie deficient. They're making sure they're leaning out, because when they get lean, they are dangerous and they are mean.
Other side of it, we're watching it. Way's actually in the distance. They also like fighting a lot, but the patience sometimes comes at an offbeat, like a weird time. Sometimes too patient when they should be aggressive. They're still learning that type of game, and they're actually very similar, I would say, to Vidil and O'Reilly and Reason when it comes to, you know, approaching mid and end game. But we'll see. They're kind of in the same spot. Maybe they can also bring it up. 7th place, rolling into. They're looking really good throughout the day. The aggression hasn't been turned on completely, but you know, they're very consistent at just making games. 2/3 back-to-back from Nebs, Bubak, and Waze rolling through actually gets them all the way into the top 10. If they can get another third, I mean, lucky number 3 for this trio. They're looking real good. Meanwhile, 4-0 Nate, Tayson, I mean, there's so much to talk about with these guys. Top 3 right now. You know, lots of doubts in the preseason, lots of doubts while we were watching them from qualifiers to heats. They fixed everything. And once again, they're surviving. I have their win condition just kind of written down, as we talked about it last game a little bit as well, Sancho, for the tournament. They need to start owning these games, making it their own. What are the names we've been talking about in the last few games? We said Trulix a lot. We said Savage. We're talking about Hen. It feels like, once again, 4-0, Tayson, and Nate are paint on the wall. Definitely there, but they're not the talk of the town so far. They need to be that way. They need to make these flashy plays if they want to win this tournament.
They can do it. 22 elims in the heat stage.
Yeah.
It's in there. It's in there. It's in there. Mappy, Red Rush, Asterios, not kind of having the same success that they had in the previous day. Slowly slipping out of the top 3. Right now coming in 8th, Shayo. It's just right now their style is about playing center. So they're coming out of the Cami split. Now Andreas, the Savage, and Rescard now back in full force. They were able to get the reboot card and bring them back their trio mates. So that's looking good. It's slowing down though. So they may not have strong weapons, or they may not have all the mats and resources. So expect this trio to be a little bit more aggressive. Marine is now sending in the Sting Post to open up their rotation to slow down the peak. And so what you gotta do, man, you gotta send in those stink bows just to open up a little bit. That's gonna give the signal for Refsguard and Jordan Savage to rotate through to Lazy Lake, which has been a battleground in this tournament.
These guys have to have extra health or something. They survived so many crazy situations. Refs started going down off spawn. They have to travel to get the reboot. They do it in enough time and then have a chance to actually have some type of loadout. You're right, Sancho, it's kind of weak, but what does this mean for Refsguard being rebooted? This trio allowed to play this game. They're in first, Sancho, right? With them alive, full forces. This means Queasy, Trulex, and Jerky, they have a tough time, you know, kind of taking hold of this game. They're off screen right now too. This is perfect. You know, they're gonna have a tough time kind of taking over first if that team's alive. Same thing for 4-0, Nate, and Tayson. They'll have a tough time if Savage is alive. It might even look like Trulex, Queasy, and Jerky might not stay this way the entire game. Snazy's here. This is Southside, and Alexa's home. It's been invaded by multiple teams. And now they're looking to just fight one off for the moment. I'm not sure how far this fight will go, but you never know right now. The stakes are still being thrown in.
This is a wrestling match that's getting sweaty and it's getting dirty right now between the old guard and the new. This Trulix's trio is a newly formed right now. Trulix, of course, playing last season with Pink and Stormy, or I believe it was Stompy. They had a fantastic run. Trulix arming that RPG. Jerky and Queasy, of course, forming with their respective trios here. Queasy playing with Rasco and Paco. And wow, I mean, for them to be able to hold on right now, look at this. There's a 3-trio kind of standoff right now with Fast Roxy, Ardent, and Pizza coming from Misty. And then you have this team from Camp Cod. You know, Snaze's trio, they're going to want this fight because they're low on Storm Surge. Because you come from Camp Cod, you know this is your opportunity to get those tags in.
Wow, Queasy's still finding a way in these bases with 2 teams around them. Shoot off on another way far away on a hill. That's crazy. That's huge for the tags as well. And man, I wish Ardent, Pizza, and Fast Roki had a theme song. It feels like every time there's a third party coming through, these guys roll in with a jingle and they're the ones to cause chaos every single time, whether it's at Lazy Lake, now it's down below at Camp Cod. I always have some type of song playing in my head when I see Fast Roki on screen. They just make things crazy.
It's basically, that's a third party, right? That is what they're, that's a third party. So that right now is just being so aggressive all over the place, and Lazy Lake is where they like to push on through. So they're seeing some opportunities to get some tags here on the Storm line edge. Red Rush in center. Zone is pushing them a little bit further. This is very going to be interesting in-game Shio if it goes down to Misty Meadows Lake. We see Zako's trio already setting up an opportunity here. We've seen when it was here in Lazy Lake yesterday, Jules was able to hold on to height there in game 4, but there was 3 different height retakes and they lost it, and Pizza is actually getting gobbled right now. Down he goes. Wolfies is getting eliminated. Elo Crash again eliminating the feed. Now this engagement is opening up just a little bit more, just like Pistachio Nut just opens up a little bit more. Before you know it, they're going to be able to gobble that up and get some confirmation and some 2 Elim points.
Yeah, Fast Roki down. The third party trio not going to be able to operate today. For this game, the one trio to watch has to be Red Rushes. They ended up coming second all the way on low ground, played it really well. They're kind of the kings of navigating Lazy Lake, but what it looks like right now is they're actually under Surge. This is going to be a very crucial pump shot map. He has to hit. Surge actually goes away. You can back up, my friend. No! At the last second, Surge going to be 1 man down. Mappy is also most consistent in terms of surviving and being able to support his teammates too. He's not going to be there. This is looking tough on day number 2 for Red Rush.
And that was a big refresher elimination right there for Andretta's trio, knowing that they had a reboot teammate. Now they could take his loot, Mappy's loot, and be able to move on through right now. That was always a question mark for Red Rush. If you're going to play center, you're going to have to hit your tags. You're going to have to find people in your rotations, because if not, Storm Surge will be knocking on your door to collect that build.
This is actually tough, I feel like, for Savage and Jenner and Refsguard. They like wide open low ground that doesn't really switch layers. Their lifeline for this entire tournament and their playstyle is low ground. If they don't have a consistent low ground type of terrain to play, they're going to be in trouble for games. Lazy, I feel like it's kind of like that with all the builds, the buildings, and the fact that it can go to the mountains and the river. They might be looking to play a little bit more mid. They're kind of trying to take it over from from Red Rush, it looks like right now. And they know they're, at a man advantage, 3 versus 2, but no. They're going to sit up. They're going to build up. They know that low ground might be a little bit tough. Actually, still trying to hunt down Red Rush and Exterios. Not going to find it just yet. But yeah, for this zone, they're going to have to switch up their play style. They're going to be aliens in terms of how they're playing. Very used, though, to being height. They're going to be in situations, not bad players in other spots. And there it is. The Red Rush elimination comes in. Going to have so many more materials as well to work with. Once again, though, it will be a very different game plan we see this game.
The game plan will all determine where Zone 4 goes. Zone 4 is really close to them. They could work through these kind of natural buildings, the ones that are set here, and find their way in. Now we're looking at Tayson, Nate, and Kojar, who's made their way in from Sweaty Stands here on a very dead side rotation, considering that Misty Meadows trios have already rotated through. We already saw Pizza way down there, and it pushes south. So Andretta's trio has some work to do. There's a couple of trios along their way, but Tayson's 4GR and Nate don't have to do any work. But Shio, look at how much of the aquatic lake is eating up Zone 4. And we already seen when it comes to the FNCS, wow. I cannot wait where this in-game goes. I mean, I'm trying to think what happened last season. There was Staten Island's reference that I remember. There was so much zaniness going down. It was
too crazy last season. And for 4ZR's true, it already looks like they have water in their lungs before they dive into the lake. They're down on HP. They're looking bad, pretty much like Waze right now on HP too. has to dive into some minis and not a flop or a med kit, it's fine. But yeah, for a lot of trios, you have to be very careful at how much damage they're taking getting to the zone. Sancho is absolutely correct. Once you're here, it's gonna take you double the builds to be able to survive. You have to build on the floor. And then every single opening there's gonna be even more eyes looking at you. There's no buildings, no terrain in the way.
So that will say, Queasy Trio, known to take height. If they could take it here in this in-game, that is a really strong probability for them to walk away with the victory royale and catch up to Red Fun and Jordanz.
That's all it is right now. People trying to catch up to Savage, but Savage has to go down alongside Andretta and Restart for that to happen. No O'Reilly, Vidil, and Reason. Mid-ground this time, I don't think Reason wants to get headshot, bow sniped again. They're looking to play defense and make sure all three are alive. They're so good when they're a trio. Look at it, the waterfalls on the right. They're on a higher layer. It's tough for them to do their classic box-to-box beam, but they'll find a way. Bat Sniper on the receiving end. They're going to be really cornered down here. Esti, this is their home turf. Sancho, they were born in Lazy Lake, and right now they're getting molded by Noah Riley, Vidil, and Reason.
Yeah, it looks like all the tourists from Lazy Lake are coming in and kind of changing the neighborhood that they're known to. You know, if you're like, the neighborhood was never the same. Everything's different now. I wish it was back in the old days. But those old days, everything's been upgraded and everything's been infiltrated by all the people that are moving on through and Waze right now. 22 below has some work to do to be able to survive right now. Nebs, Bubak, and Waze have been doing a fantastic time of being in the middle of the pack at in-game, just getting there, but barely one above. And so many people have to go down. 14, 13 people now, and now they're dipping into the rest of the hard mats. They're on the rope, Shio, and they have Gray on their layer.
Still have a chance to punch back and fight. Wade's looking for any shots left and right. Neb's actually going down on the backside. Bubak will have to try to make amends for it, but zone's coming in, so they actually can't even get to the loot or the body. Wade's looking on the right side. Wolfie's looking down bad on the bill, switches to wood, back to metal. Wolfie's trying to go for it, and Dreda might have been knocked. Queasy also down to the Zaiku. Everything is turning on its head. And it's not even rotating yet. It's not even closing in half and half. Hey, did these guys even reload? What is the max size for Waze and Bubak? The shots are not stopping. Slender down. Wolfie's low HP. They picked up another jam sites here now. The edge of the zone is just catastrophic.
O'Reilly and Reason are back up into the sky, and they are soaring. They may be soaring to the top of the leaderboard here after this match. That was a big, just an alpha ramp right out to and Bloomy Trio. I've been there before. I know what it feels like to be ramped up to. It's a scary sight, especially when you have Noah, Reason, and the deal going up to your door.
Man, I was about to talk about it in a sec when we went back to Bloomy, but I was gonna say they have had height in other games. Their weakness is literally God ramps. There's been multiple games. I think it was Trulex who God read them yesterday. They're on height. They're gonna get bow sniped or something. This time, Reason, Noah Riley, and Vidil. I think they understood height wasn't being that active. Bloomy, you know, a little bit new to looking at how to actually play it. And boom, they're up there. It looks good. 4-0 Nate and Taysom, though. Once again, lost at sea. This is just so bad. They're the only trio all the way on the backside, too. What a horrible situation for them to be in so far. So close to the top of the leaderboard, too. Can't go down here. Nate trying to clutch it up. 6 HP. It looks like it's the 9th zone for him right now, but the moving zones haven't even started. Every team is shooting at him. I count at least 15 ARs. Somehow, he still finds a little bit of levity in the situation, a little bit of peace. He'll survive for a bit, but he's on borrowed time.
Nate, he's gonna have to turn into a Houdini to survive that max pull, because he's gonna have to go through the entire lobby. We'll keep an eye on the feed, but now all eyes are going back to our They just have to avoid Queasy here. And look at how much damage Noah Riley and the deal and Reason are. Over 1,000. Now this is where they traditionally are in the early game, but now they're doing it at the end game.
And this is one of the easiest zones to maintain height. So many top buildings, so many old builds to connect to. Noah Riley, Vidil, and Reason have a huge chart they can operate off of. No one should be able to really take it down. They could get snuck on from the back in these earlier zones. If they make it to zone 8, I feel like they can't be stopped. Meanwhile, though, on low, Stormy right above Savage. Snazy also moving in. Floki rolling through. Forzier gone and Hen is gone. That's 3rd and 4th place down. There's a lot of room for people to move up.
Second place.
Sure, he can. 2nd place is on a lifeline right now. One last teammate left alive. Height is just punishing everyone. Trulex, you have to stay alive for this placement, my friend. Your tournament run might be at stake over here on the 3rd game of the 2nd day. He's looking to see what he does next. Zone actually does pull away. It's all of the Trulex to hold on to spot number 2 right now. He's not gonna be able to get the revive. Meanwhile, Vidil still popping all the way up top on Height. Joe Shadow moving down below. Refsguard and Savage is still ahead of zone.
Ahead of zone and looking healthy. That's exactly where the position that there would be. Every time they find success at in-game, they're right then and there. And look at it. All the pressure's going down right now from Noah Riley and Vidil and Reason here. Trulex is on the backside. Trulex has to hold on. Trulex is in 2nd place without any kind of HP to med back up to full health here. But now all eyes are on this new form trio. It feels like they're just changed their ways, being patient. Let's go back into the great. The deal and Reason now on Height. Savage and Dread and Revsguard working through those buildings like you pointed out here, just giving them a little bit more time, a little bit more placement points, and now we're in the top 10.
And this is where low ground kind of gets tricky. Cars in the way, buildings you can't really break through in time either.
No builds.
Savage, no builds, nothing to really refarm in terms of trees. They split up a little bit of mats. Minis also dropped down. It's looking like a 3v3 between Refsguard and Dread Savage. Reason, Noah Riley, Vidil at the very end, but they still have to survive. Thomas HD alive as a solo all the way on the backside. Andalex actually going down from up top. The server's getting squeezed right now. And Dread Refsguard, Savage are waiting, and boom!
This is big.
Big shots coming through. Shadow, Joe, and Stompy kind of stuck on the left corner. Savage, though, is caught out. He was too far, and he goes down. It's up to Andretta and Refsguard to carry that torch to 1st place all the way. Meanwhile, Zyku taking out Stormer right from the backside. Low ground is a maze, a labyrinth, and you can't just hug the right wall. There's no solution to this. You have to react to everything going on in front of you. Noah Riley is getting close and personal, dropping for Height, looking for box-to-box fights. Shakeoffs going down. They still have mass to survive.
The deal, Noah Riley are the dogs are sending down there to get some big bites on the low ground. They're going up for some air and they're diving back into the mess that's on this low ground. Opportunity here for another victory royale. Stompy gets bopped. Here we go. This is it right here, Shio. It's a top 4 situation, and I'm just taking a look, and I believe Andretta is still holding on. This is going to be a big game for them, but if Noah Riley, Vidil, and Reason could get some eliminations and the victory royale, they're going to be able to get into that top 3.
A slow burning game going to max brightness. Noah Riley, Vidil, and Reason are all still alive. 3 different teams left, 8 players, and they have 3. A majority of the pie so far. They're looking to drop down in just a bit, but there's a big retake coming through. Is that Fury randomly going for Height? You can't do this against the best aggro team. They're looking to take him down, but no. Vidil gets clapped. Reason gets also completely Fury gets taken down. Now Noah Riley is dropping to the floor. It looks like, yes, there is one team down below. Andretta still surviving as a duo 2v2. We're gonna have to match up to watch in just a sec. The zone's actually pulling up towards the hill. Noah Riley in advantage, but he's getting prepped to dive below. Taking a big breath of big shields before he hits that water. He goes straight down. No, not yet. Stink balls from Andretta. They have the Elam. Ciphering them through. Yes. Reason's up top with the medkit. That's right at the last zone. Reason eating the meat. Goes straight for that drop down. It's not going to be enough for the heals to survive. Reason, Vidil, Noah Riley. Textbook game. That was absolutely crazy to watch.
Was that 10 elims, 17 total for that stream? Was that and the victory royale?
Yeah, that was going to be a top 3.
That's a new elimination record. That's right. We're seeing action like you would not believe. Priest and Levin. I just cannot understand how these games just don't stop. It is just constant action, constant blows going back and forth. I don't know if my little baby heart can take it.
I don't think my big boy heart can take it. Like, this was incredible game from these guys. Record breaking actually for FNCS finals overall. 17 eliminations, the most amount of points in history so far. This is something that we do not see often. And we've called this yesterday and today, saying that these guys are going to pop off with a 10, 15, 20 elimination game. Insane.
Look, last season, they looked like they were going to take the FNCS championship going into that final game, and things didn't go their way. But now they are back with vengeance. They had the highest point game of yesterday. They have the highest point game of not just today, but ever in an FNCS finals. Like, this is ridiculous stuff. These guys are going to shoot all the way up the standings. They came into this game in 10th. We'll see where they are when we get to it, but a phenomenal game from these guys.
And it's a very different game, right? When you can dethrone that #1 team going into the game, I mean, without Hen, Janice, and Chapix, I feel like everyone else just had breathing room, right? They were just allowed to operate without this, like, pressure, Levin.
Yeah, 100% right. Hen, Janice, and Chapix went down early, and we'll get to show it to you, right? Because the key thing for this team was the fact that coming into today, right, or coming into yesterday, people were scared about this team here, High Chris Vortex, who are landing on them. And people said, if these guys can't sort of get rid of them off spawn, there's going to be big problems. But you'll see here, off spawn, moments before disaster. Screenshot this, right? We all know this feeling. You're gliding in, you see your enemy has picked up a weapon, and you're still gliding in. There's no hope for you there, right? And although Chapix eventually is able to pick up a weapon, at that point you could argue it's almost too late, because you can see High Chris there is able to go and do significant damage to his teammates. Similar thing here for Janice. Janice here, he lands in this building, he thinks to the chest, oh, I'm fine and dandy. No, you have Vortex here, he has a primal shotgun, and he gets Janice down to 31 HP. What can Janice do at that point? He's so low that it's just going to be incredibly difficult for him. And the big thing is, Reese, is like, this was the question we all had. Off spawn, what happens for this trio, right? Yesterday, they were able to avoid it a lot of the time, but if they're just 50-50, we know what Fortnite is sometimes. Fortnite, sometimes you land, you don't get the weapons you need, and you will just go down like this. If this continues to happen, they're not going to be able to back-to-back.
Yeah, and this is going to be tough. You know, we did see them lose a single game yesterday, so this could be their one today, and if it's only one, that's fine, but they can't keep doing this at all. They can't keep losing the games off spawn like this, and that is, like you said, the issue of a 50-50 play early on. You can see Hen eventually being picked up, and that is the end of it for them. So you can see that they have actually ended up moving down the leaderboard, down until 7th. That's where they are right now. So they're going to have to play a little bit of a catch-up game coming up forward. But some of these teams that have been popping off, Rescard and Andreas Savage, still holding on so strong. I know.
It's so silly. Like, every single game, we see some ridiculous stuff happen, and yet they remain first place every single time. Phenomenal stuff for them. But look, No Riley, Reason, Vidil sitting in 4th place. They were 10th last time. That game, 3 victory hours so far. The most of any other team. Like, this is insane from these guys.
Yeah, it was disappointing that they had so many not so great games yesterday. Like, after their big victory royale, they really had the other 5 games that just weren't really anything. So today they are playing serious catch-up, but already with 3 games left, being 4th, if they keep playing the way that they're playing today, this is going to be an incredible finish.
I just feel like Sancho West, like, his prediction is just kind of echoing my mind. I just remember back before the final started, Sancho was like, guys, you know what? Calling in now, Savage's trio, game 12, they're going to clutch it up for the whole champion. No, apparently Sancho was just like, what he meant to say was they're going to clutch up every game at all the times, at all the points in the competition. My goodness, this is insane. This is absolutely insane. Fortnite fam, we hope you're enjoying all of the action. That's 3 games down. We only have 3 games to go. Now I know what you're thinking, Zeke. Let's get back aboard the battle bus. You're right. In just a little bit. I know, but listen, you're not gonna miss a single thing. We're gonna start game number 4, aka game number 10 across the whole competition during the break. So you're not gonna miss a single thing. When that timer hits 0, Shaw Wager, Sancho West, they'll be there. They'll pick it up and we'll keep the ball rolling. So go quickly, find water, come back, and we'll keep this going here from the FNCS in Europe. See you guys in just a second.
Welcome back to the European FNCS Finals. It's day number 2. We're on game number 10 of 12, and our previous FNCS champions on your screen right now, Hen, Janice, Chapix, finally allowed to play this game. They've been contesting off spawn 24/7, all 10 games. They've lost 2 so far. The last one we just watched, but this time, if you're watching during the break, that fight